Hi everyone, this is Halak again and welcome to another Java tutorial session. In this tutorial I will be creating a new GUI just to test out key event handling. Okay, so as I go along in the tutorial you see the reason why I have created a new GUI instead of using the old one in the previous tutorial. So let's get started. So I'm going to create a GUI form. Okay, so let's call this key event. Let's just call it key demo. How about that? Okay. And of course we have to create a bound class with that. And I'm just going to start off with the border layout. Okay, so that's all we have. Alright, so here, this is just, I call it the main panel. Okay. And in this main panel, I'm just going to have a text area. So we'll put it right in the middle. We call this text area. Okay, so now the columns, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it 100 by 100. Okay, so 100 columns, 100 rows, so we can actually see the display. If not, Java will display in a really trunking way. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to preview it. We could. And so this is what it looks like. Maybe that's a little bit too big. We're shrinking it down 20 by 20. Yeah, that should be good. We can always change it afterwards. Okay, so we have that now. Let's get rid of this. And get to our code. Okay, so what we have here is okay, so first what I want to do is capture some keys. Okay, so to do that and to put it in the text area, I'm going to need a few. I'm going to need some variables or string to actually capture that, to store it anyways. So let's say L1 is line 1. Okay, let's give it an empty string first, and this will be key pressed. Okay, so this L1 will store the key pressed. I'll also have another one to make sure that we store our action keys. Okay. So these are action keys. And action keys are basically, say, the home button, the arrow button. Okay. Okay. So up and then. Okay, so those are the action buttons. And we also have another category of keys. They're modifier keys. So modifier keys. Okay, and these are Alt, Control, and Shift. Okay, those are the examples. Okay, so we have that now. Okay, so in this one I'm going to do it a little bit differently. And I'll explain the reason why I do it. I'm going to actually extend JFrame. Okay. I'm going to extend JFrames. Okay, so now we're going to create the constructor. Let's just have it do it for me. Okay, sure. Okay, so let's do that. Alright, I actually didn't need all these things I did auto-generated. I just needed a really simple one. Just type it in myself. So I say key demo. Okay, and there's no arg. Okay, so that's what we have. Alright, now what I want to do is actually create a private class, inner class, to handle these events. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let's leave that for now. we can always put here the call super first, just so it displays the title. Okay, key demo press the key. Okay, so how about that? Okay, there we go. Now to do the inner class, okay, so I'm going to make it private. I'm going to call it my key handler. Okay, I'm going to implement the key listener interface. So there we go. All right, and let's override. Let's go here and override or implements the method. Override. Let's see override methods. Just froze. I apologize. That is when I took over. Let's do this again. Implements methods. Alright, so you notice that I put it right on there. Highlight on the key listener. And there we have it. Okay, so these are our methods for handling key events. Okay. Alright. So now let's start filling in some of these things first. Alright. Or we can do the housekeeping. Let's get this housekeeping out of the way. So my key handler, and let's call this key handler. Okay, we're going to create a new one. Okay, there we go. And we're going to add the key listener to this because JFrame actually has an add key listener method. And of course we pass our key handler in. Okay, so it's just a reference to where the handlers are for the listeners. Okay, so that's what we have right now. Okay, so let's start collecting our keystrokes. Okay, so here what I'm gonna do is have key typed. Okay, so this is a key that's going to be typed, and I'm just going to use the concatenation, string concatenation. Okay, so here I use the get key char. Okay, for events where for key events that key typed will capture, this will actually return a Unicode character. Okay, so this will be a Unicode character because when we type a key, right, and it's not going to be an action key or well, it could be an action key actually, but if you type any key, it's going to return a valid Unicode character. Okay, all right, so let's leave that for now. Let's come down here, and here we will have key pressed. Okay, so key pressed. This will be a little bit different from key typed up there. So key press, I'm going to be calling using a static method from key event. Okay, and I'll explain the code after I type it in. Okay, get key code. Okay, so KeyCode is actually a virtual mapping. So when we type a letter, a key on our keyboard, it will map to a virtual integer. Okay, so this is like a virtual mapping from the hardware to an int. And what we want to do is actually get the text of what is displayed. So if the shift button is pressed, it will actually display that. Okay, so this is actually different from the Unicode character up here. Okay, where this key typed will be the only place that you should use get key char, okay, to return the Unicode character of the key that you're pressing. Okay, so you need more information on this. You can go online to the key event API and read more about that. Okay, now with release key, it will be the same thing. Okay, so I'm just going to copy it. Okay. So again, to get key char is key typed events when you type a key, and this this method is actually invoked. This is where you would actually get the Unicode character. All right. So now, okay, so we capture that. Now what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to have another method. Okay, so I'm going to have another method, and this method will be just display key event above that. Okay, so key event, right? And I could have had it automatically generated because what I want to do is actually invoke this method in all of these and print out the appropriate information. Okay, so this will be key event E. Okay, so I have that there. Now here what I want to do is I want to see if the event is actually an action key. Okay, it is action key. So because that's for line number 2. Okay, so if it is an action key, so again an action key is the home key or the arrow key, then what we do is we print out, I'm going to say key typed is an action key. Okay, so there we go. Else L2 key type is not an action key. We should capitalize this. Okay. So now we've handled the action key. Now the other thing we want to capture is whether a modifier key has been typed. Okay, so for a modifier key, we need to, if a modifier key is actually pressed, it will return the text for that modifier key. That's what we want. If it's not, then it should just return an empty string. Okay, so what we're gonna do is use key event again, one of their static method, and the static method that we're interested in is get modifier key text. That's what we want, and the event that we want is get modifier. There it is. Okay, so that's what we want. Again, this will return an empty string. Okay, well, right here. So if temp is equal to an empty string, okay, then L3 is what we want to display in line. Not, okay, no modifier key pressed. Okay. Right, so there we go. Else, -3, the modifier key pressed is, okay, so I'm going to use the concatenation again, string concatenator. Oops. Okay, that's what we have. Now what we want to do is actually display it in our text area. So set text. Okay, since I have like 3 different strings to display, it's easier using the format. Okay, so with the variable length argument here. Yes. Escape character. Another placeholder S. And then a new line again. Another placeholder for the string, and then a new line character. Okay. And then we have L1, L2, and L3. There we go. Okay. Now let's go back up here and actually invoke these methods here. Display. So E. Okay. And of course it'll be for each of the one here. So I'm just gonna Okay, so let's move this up here. And that's what we have. Okay, so far we have all of these. Now the problem that we have is that we still need to create invoke this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is use the auto-generated code for me. But I'm gonna have to make some changes here. Okay, I'm gonna have to make some changes here. Now what I want to do is actually I'm gonna comment these 2 lines out. Okay, and I'm just gonna invoke it manually. And, wait, this is key demo. So key demo. It's not going to be nice, but I'm just going to keep the word frame and new key demo. Okay, so that's what we have. Now the other thing that we want to do is actually set the content. We have to do this manually as well. Okay. And frame dot, and then we got to pass in the main panel there. Okay, so that's what we have. Okay. Now the reason why I'm doing this with using the frame is that these event handlers for key events, they don't work very well on swing components. Okay, and the J panels are swing components, and J text areas are also swing component, but for some reason it works well for J frame. Okay, so if you really want to have key event handling work well, you're going to have to use key bindings, okay, for swing components. But I'm not going to cover that in this tutorial. Okay, so this is again, these are good for AWT components, but not very good for swing components. So I had to do a bit of a workaround to get this working. All right, so I think that's it, and let's try running it. Okay. So it's still processing. What happened there? Oh, okay. I should run it because I deleted the main. It's running the main from before, so now I need to run this. Okay, there it is. Okay, it shrunk a bit. I did it 20 by 20. Okay, so what happened there? Okay, let me see. Something is wrong here. Let's go back. Key. We got J frame. And get the key add key listener. So I have key demo dot set. Send the main panel. Set to true. Okay. This seems to be right. Now let me see if I have any settings that should be. Okay. Oh, I have this as enabled. Okay, I need to disable that. Okay, I can't have it enabled. All right, so let's run that again. Because you have it enabled, what happens is that you immediately get to type into because of the text area. Okay, so there it is. It works now. So you have to remember to disable that. Okay, so I'm gonna type H. Okay, so when I keep my finger pressed down, it's lowercase h, and when I release it, okay, key press is capital H. Okay, so that's the virtual mapping that's going on there. Okay, and again, I didn't press any action key, so if I press an arrow key, there it is. It's an action key. Right. Yep. Okay, I don't really have a home key, but if I press my command key on my Mac, so that as a modifier key. Control is also a modifier key, and also Alt or Option on the Mac. Okay, so again, these keys here, as you recall in the code, they're the virtual keyboards, and then we're getting the actual text for it. Okay, as opposed to when we're working with KeyTyped. When the KeyTyped, okay, so all right. So when I press play out, okay, so these handle, for example, number 2. Okay, these are Unicodes, okay, for actual characters. All right. So again, you need reference. Go check out the Key Event API. Okay. For that. And so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope to see you again in the next one. Take care. Bye.